Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Okay, let me get those ducks in a row. You know those ducks. They don't they don't like to be ruly. They don't like to be told what to do. Okay. All right. So, for some unknown reason, and I've got to find this out, but I don't really know the answer to it. Maybe some of you do. Um, it wouldn't let me put my picture in the thumbnail. I could see it in Dropbox. I could see it everywhere except where it needed to be. And I don't know why that is. But I will find out. You learn something new every day. And so that could be my thing I'm going to learn. Okay, so I told you last week that I wasn't absolutely positive that we were going to be able to do this tonight because I had a surgical procedure done on my foot. I had 2 toenails removed. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not feeling the greatest I've ever felt, but I decided that painting would kind of put my focus somewhere else. I don't need to focus on how much that hurts. Why would I need to do that? So I will use this as my painkiller. How's that for a brilliant idea? Okay, and tonight we're going to be working with at least 2 or 3 brushes. You can choose whichever ones you want. But we're going to be working on the butterfly first, and then we will adjust the flower to go with the butterfly, whatever color scheme you think you might want. You can work on that. But we're going to be learning the use of our script liner tonight because we want something that will make a very small line, but we also don't want that to be the first thing we paint. Do you see what I'm saying? We're going to use it. Anything that's black on here, any of these little I'm going to say markings. This is a made up butterfly. This I don't think he really exists in nature anywhere. I did do one. I say we like I'm 2 people or something. I'm not. um I did do one that is more realistic. I know that's picking up the cellophane, but this is a painted lady. And I said last time that there was a possibility that we could be painting this. Well, it took me the better part of a day to do this. And I figured they say multiply that times 3 and you'll find out about how long it'll take your students to do it. And I thought, yeah, you might want to put in 3 days working on this, but you might not. Okay, so I opted for a different style, but you most certainly can paint a real butterfly if that's what you want to do. You just look at a picture of that particular kind of butterfly and paint the markings that he has. Okay, now not all butterflies are marked alike, not all butterflies look alike. I did this one just I painted this one and then I painted this one. And um this is a completely different type of butterfly. They don't have to really exist to be pretty, but existing is nice too. So, whatever you want to do. Okay? All right. So, that being said, let's jump right into this. I'm going to take my little piece of tape here and I'm going to put this up here, even though I know I'm going to want to move around with this. And in case you wonder why it is we don't paint backgrounds in this, it's because that's a lot of space to do to complete for a beginner. It's just a lot of space. Now, we will ultimately put some in, but it won't be right away. If you are just adamant that you have to have one, don't start with this one because it's got things that come out, like these little antennas. And just take my word for it. It's easier if you don't. Okay, so let's say, decide what colors you're wanting to use. I made the one that looks like the painted lady, and then this little made up dude. But I think I want to go for a different one this time. And so I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do oranges, orange butterfly maybe, and a yellow flower. So I'm going to want yellow in my butterfly. I'm just going to kind of make it up as I go along, I think. I think that's what's going to be fun for tonight. And the very first thing I'm going to do is apply water to this large, open, ovalish kind of shape right here. Right here. I'm going to put water right in there. Okay. And I already sprayed my watercolors to wake them up. Are you awake over here? I think they are. I think they are. I didn't listen for the answer, but I'm pretty sure that they are. Okay, and I'm going to put out one of my orange colors. I've got Cad Red Pale, I believe, right here. Maybe it's Cadmium Orange. I don't know what it is. And now that it's all wet is a lousy time for me to find out. Hold on just a second. Let me look at my color chart up here. Cad Red Pale, Cadmium Red Pale hue is what I'm picking up. And you can say, well, I thought you said you were going to paint it orange. Yep, that it is. This is orange. But I think I will also put out some cadmium orange hue, which is a yellow orange. I'm going to put that out as well. I'm going to put that over here. And I just painted my desk again. I'm telling you, I don't know what's with that. Okay. Okay, and I believe we've got enough there to paint several butterflies. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. All right, I'm going to pick up a little bit of the cadmium orange, and I'm just going to start up in here and give a light coverage right there to each side of this. See, and I taped that, and I said I probably won't want it there because I'll want to move that. It is a known fact that if you can see your line that you're painting, like right here and right here, I have to be able to see it to paint it. Okay, I don't want to paint something I'm not seeing. All right, and it followed the water outside of that line, and that's okay because it's going to be orange too. I'm not really going to worry about that. If you're wanting something incredibly different there, you don't want water to escape. I'm working in very poor light here because it interferes with the camera, and I don't have that all figured out yet. I will get it figured out. I just don't have it all down pat yet. Okay, I'm going to pick up, I've got color out here. I'm going to pick up some of that cadmium red pale. Let's see if we can, I don't know. Oh well. Picking up this cadmium pale, and I want to start right in here with this and come up and around. I don't want to outline it. starting here, come up and around, coming back over here. I want to blend that, blend that. And I just have a damp brush here. I'm not carrying water. I'm not carrying color, just a damp brush and blending my two colors together, just like that. Now, one of the things I always got frustrated with as a beginner was getting everything symmetrical. Hello, Katrina. Hey, guys. Put paintbrushes in those hands. Let's see them paint. That would be awesome. Okay. Start light. Remember that. But what was I saying? I forgot already. Oh well. You guys, I'm not going to promise I'm going to be with the program. I'm just going to tell you this. If you wanted the with the program version, yesterday would have been better, but I don't know. Oh, about it being symmetrical. I always got frustrated when I couldn't necessarily, like, these don't line up, and that always bugged me. But let me tell you, don't let it bug you, because they don't always. They're one move, a flutter in one direction or another will change the position of those wings. Also, the two wings, even though they may be marked similarly, they don't necessarily match. Now, I did not realize this until I was studying that painted lady, and I wanted to get the markings right, whatever that right meant. And every picture I looked at, they were marked differently. So not all butterflies are just alike, even in the same species or genre, or whatever you call that. But even within the butterflies himself, the wings are not alike. The photographs did not show them to be looking alike. So I decided if God could mark them in different ways, I could too. So I lightened up on that and said, you know what, I'm going to have fun with this. And we're just not going to worry about it. So I'm going to paint this segment very, very light. You can always go darker, but you can't go lighter, because this color stains the paper. So just keep that in mind as you're going through this. And I'm going to skip a segment because I don't want to paint two that are side by side just yet. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter. There are some situations where it won't matter, but this one might matter. So let's just don't, and make our lives easier to manage. Just like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this one right here as well. There's a real skinny little piece that's next to this other wing, but we're not going to do that part just yet, because we've got to decide something first. Just like that. Okay. And no, I do not want to have a striped butterfly. I could have one. I could. But I don't think that's what I'm aiming for here. I'm going to come back over in here, and I'm going to just very little, very, very little, work this little by little. Now, this is a much tighter spot, much tighter areas than what we have been doing. So you're going to be practicing that brush control, making sure that you're staying where you actually want that paint to be, which I know it sounds easy, but those of you who have tried it know it's not quite as easy as it sounds. Okay, I'm going to pick up a little bit of that cadmium red, and I'm going to put some right in here and right in here. And this isn't for shading. This is going to be a marking. So I want it to stay right where I put it, right there. Like that. Okay, and I want to bring some of that cadmium red up in here as well. And here. Right there. Now I can bring it down this side, but I'm going to tell you for the most part it's not going to matter. Because once you bring your black in here, almost all that will disappear. But it gives me a light marking right in here. And I want to keep that. Okay, I'm going to darken this even a little bit more. I'm going to pick up some alizarin crimson on my brush. Just a tiny amount right here and here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color right in there. Ooh, I like that. Matter of fact, I want to put some in here too. Not very much, but some. Yes. I'm going to leave that right there. Okay. I'm going to pick up some of my cadmium orange. That is the lighter of my two colors. And I'm going to come right along this line right here. We're not painting a line though, we're painting an area that is next to that line. Just like that. And one here. And one there. Just like that. This one isn't wanting to behave quite as well as I wanted it to. Don't ask me why. Just is like that. You know? There we go. It'll either behave or it won't. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we're making this up, right? So we could say it was supposed to be that way. Or we can say, okay, it wasn't supposed to be that way, but that's what it wanted to do, so I let it do it. It's all good. Just right there, like so. And right here, just like that. Then I'm going to go back with this orange, and I want it watered down because I'm going to apply my first layer to each of these in between places. Now this one right here, see, that's not wanting to behave as well as I wanted it to either, but I think it as many times as we're going to touch it, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Okay, and we're going to put that light wash right in here. Layer 1 in our color. And one more right here. And this is a round brush that I'm using, by the way. It is not my script liner. I will be using my script liner tonight, but this isn't the opportunity for that. We want a little bit more color spreading out there than what we would get with that. Okay, then I'm going to pick up that Cad Pale, and I'm going to come right down this line. And this line and this line. And I think I'm going to come across the tops of all these too. I may not have wanted to after I do it, so look at mine before you decide, and then you can either do yours or not, whichever. And some of this, you don't judge everything until you put that black on there. Because I'm going to tell you, you can think, wow, this is not looking like I wanted it to. And then you put that black on there and you go, oh, wow, what did I just do? It matters incredibly. Okay, so I'm going to bring this cad red in here and around there. I'll come back when this is more diluted and do that top section right there. And then here. See, and then I have to go pick up more color. Now it's not diluted at all, is it? Oh well, doesn't matter. And this time it seems to want to be really bold. But that's okay. We're going to just keep building and building as we go. And every time we touch this, it's going to leave a little bit more behind than what it had before. This is that marking area we did earlier. So is this one. I'm going to come in here. Okay, we're not. Yes, we are, because I said so. There we go, just like that. Down in here, here, and each time I'm going a little bit smaller area than I did the time before. That helps get all that depth in there that you enjoy with watercolors. Okay, one more time on this cad red. I want to come down here and here and here. Just like that. And here and here. Right there. And right there. Do I want, maybe I do, a little bit here. And I'm just going to let that feather up there just a little. You don't want it to take over the world, but there we go. And feathering up here, here. And if you don't do yours just like mine, it's your piece, it's your art. So you make it do what you want it to do. You go, yeah, Marilyn, that's right. I'll do that. Because if you're a beginner, you're just tied, but don't be tied. Do your thing. Dare to do what you think is right. It'll be wonderful. Okay, so that part, I think I'm going to bring a little bit of this cad red. I want a little bit right here on the inside of this I don't know, that oval area. I don't know what you call that. Just like that. Boy, I got bold on that side and timid on this side. I do think I'm going to come up with a damp brush and blend a little bit right here so that there's not quite as stark a contrast right there. Maybe I want some, but not. And of course, this side won't do it at all. Don't ask me why. It's contrary. I'm going to pick up some of my cad orange again, and I'm going to come into this area right here, making sure that I have it the way I want it to be. And keeping in mind, both sides do not have to be equal. Similar is good, different, totally different, not, but similar. Okay, I like that. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, I'm going to start with my cadmium orange, which is the lighter of the two colors. And in these little, I don't know, these little markings right here, I'm going to use that cadmium orange. And I don't think I want to fill it clear full because I have another color that I'm going to want to touch in there. But I do want the cadmium orange to be the largest part of this. Just like that. I'm going to do both sides. I don't even have that marked over here. Don't ask me why. Because I lost my mind, I think. Right inside that area, like smaller than that area, we're going to put just a line of cad red right in here. There. It's not as big as the orange. And over here. Just like that. And before I leave that particular scalloped area, scalloped, I don't know. I'm going to put some yellow out on my palette. And I'm going to use this yellow in the flower, but I'm not painting the flower just yet. It's going to go right in here. Just like that. Right there. Okay. So far, so good. All right, now, lest you think that there are no markings on the rest of this, don't worry, we're not done. Okay, we just want to get most of this blocked in. Then we're going to come back in areas where it doesn't need to blend, but just sit there, and we'll finish that. Okay, working on these bottom two wings. I started to say petals. I knew that was wrong. We've got one more area right up here before we get to that. And I want to put in the cad red in there before we use the orange, the cad orange. This time I want cad red to be in this area right here. Just like that. And I'm going to tell you, one time is not dark enough for what I want. Okay. Now, it may be for what you want. I doubt it, seriously. And I'm going to come right here, right there, just like that. There we go. All right. Going to come back with more on this side. Just like that. And a little bit more right there on that side. And I'm going to pick up some of that alizarin crimson. No, I'm going to wait just a second because that's still way wet. So's that. Okay. Way down in there, but I'm going to leave it right up in here. Right there. Right there. Very little, very light. Shading in here. Very little. Outlining right there. Okay, I'm going to leave that. All right, before I forget, I want to mark something here. If I can find, yes, my pencil. I want to mark an oval here, and a circle, and a circle, and a circle. An oval here, and a circle, and a circle, and a circle. That is to remind me that I want those to be there. Otherwise, I might forget. Okay, we're going to take our cadmium orange. We're going to give a light coat layer right there. And right here. Now, for those of you who have not gone back and watched the other videos just yet, I am painting with Winsor Newton Cotman colors. That's the student grade of watercolors. And so far it's done everything I've needed it to do. The professional grade are nice, but when you start talking professional grade, you're also talking more money, and I don't own those. So I am perfectly happy with these, and they make me happy. So why fuss over it? Now, if you are beginning with something else, like you went to Walmart and got a little set to start off with, that's okay too. You just might not be able to call your colors by a name, but you're going to want an orange and then something that is a cross between red and orange. Okay, so So far, that's what we've used. Alizarin Crimson is a dark red. Okay, so when I said like in here, I wanted to put some of that alizarin crimson in there. It's a dark red. Not quite a burgundy, but close to that. Okay. All right. I'm going to pick up some of the cadmium red, which is the red orange, and I'm going to bring that in right here, down in this area, and come up and around there. Going to bring it here, and I want to get that. There we go. There. And if you want those two to blend, then you come back to your orange and you just bring orange right there, tap in, and let the water carry it to blend it. Right in here, there. And we're just going to touch the two colors together and let the water do its job. Right there. I want a little bit more of the red right there. I think that's wonderful. I'm going to leave that alone. All right, now what we're looking at on the bottom wings, not petals, the bottom wings. This part right here is going to be, it's going to be our black. See right here? Now, it depends on how you want to interpret lines and what you want yours to look like. You may want part of this to be orange. You may not. That would be a call that you would make. I'm going to bring this right here. And I'm going to work on that for just a minute while we're sitting right here. And I'm going to touch my red right in there, just like that. Just like that. I didn't exactly color the whole thing in with both colors. It leaves what I'm going to call a smidgen. Now, we do not measure smidgens. They're just, it's sort of a little sliver, okay? Now, I'm going to erase a little bit right here. Because this needs to be here, I think, doesn't it? I think so, yes. Because I want it like that. Like that. That's what I want. And then I'm going to come back in and get some of that red. I'm going to go right here, down this side. And I leave just a little smidgen, once again, just a little bit in that center location. It's right there. It's like that little piece. Now over here, it didn't even show up that I did it. And it may not even show up on the other one either. But we're going to do it again. See, it leaves that little triangle right in there. See, now that is going to not play well with others. That's what it's going to do. All right, we're going to, what did I do with my paper towel? I don't know. And for those of you who don't know, we're in a mobile, no, not a mobile home. No, that's far bigger than what we are. We're in a motor home. It's a very small one. And I don't have all the space in the world. So if I drop something on the floor in the course of the video, it's got to stay there. I can't get down there to get it. It's just a lost object. Okay, there we are there. And I want that little triangle to be right in there. Okay? Now, on this one, on the other side, I had this came up here like that on this side. See? And that's okay because we're going to work that area just right there. And we're going to pick up some of the cadmium red, which is the red orange. And we're going to blend right there and leave a triangle in the middle. And here, just like that, leave that triangle in the middle. And we'll reinforce that just like that. And the same over here, just like that. We're going to skip a space. And we're going to bring our cadmium orange over to this side. And we're going to do this one as well. And this one. And this one. Just like that. We're going to pick up some of that cadmium red again. Just like that. And here as well. All four sides. And then we're going to bring up little segments like that. Just whatever you have space for. We're going to bring this. Wow, that's really watery. Let's see if we can concentrate that a little bit more. Yeah. That might be overkill, but you know, we don't know. It's hard to get wet paint just exactly right, but that's part of what we just constantly work with. It's a constant thing. Okay, we're going to come up next to this. I don't want that to hold water, just be there. Okay, like so. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to bring a line here and a line there and a line there. Over here, I'm going to come back in after that's had a chance to sit. Get that wet. It won't go completely away, but it will blend down in there. That one already did. That one's got an attitude. There we go. Softer. There we go. Just like that. Then I'm going to put the yellow, not yellow, the orange in here. that in here. Just like that. We're going to pick up that red again, and we're going to just apply that around the same places and come up with, I don't know, that's a little too wet to make those lines just yet. That one will. And you want variations in there. That's what those lines do. They give you variations. And then I come back and I can blend those down a little bit. I don't want them to go completely away. I just want them not as bold. This one needs a little bit more right there. Okay, so you can see that it has light and dark within each section. Now I'm going to also bring some of that alizarin crimson in here, and I'm going to come in here very tiny, just like so. Don't get too excited with this. It doesn't go everywhere. Just do a little bit, because remember, you're going to put black in there too, and that will darken that a lot. I'm going to come in here, there, and there, just like that. There. On those scallops, once again, we're going to put our cadmium orange. And here. We're going to pick up the cadmium red and come inside there, just like we did above. Just like that. Then our yellow. Just like that. Right there. This one needs more orange right there. There we go. Okay. All right. What's left to do on this is markings and black. And here, hello, Sharon. Something, oh, and Beth Maker. Sorry, I didn't see you scoot in there either. Sorry. I was focused. Sorry. Black in a watercolor painting is the very last color you put on. Otherwise, if you touch it with any other color, it bleeds black into whatever that is. So it is the last thing you do. So as much as I want to know what this dude is going to look like, it's not going to look like this one's. It's a completely different color. As much as I want to know, I'm not going to do it because it would be a mistake. It would always be a mistake. Okay? Just so you know. All right? All right. So, let's see, what time are we getting to now? Okay. We've been here almost an hour. I think we're going to let this sit. We will do the flower next week, and we will do the black on the butterfly. Now, I said that we were going to be working with our liner brushes, and we will. It would be a wonderful idea. Ding, ding, ding. Wonderful idea to practice with that liner brush, making sure you are able to get water into it, but not too much water. Too much water. Let me show you too much water. Why is it that I can never find watercolor paper when I want to? Is there some secret about this? You know? Oh, look what I did right before I came on here. Isn't that pretty? It just makes me happy. I wanted to see if I would have the stamina to paint before I came on here. And I just kind of whipped that little dude out. I'm just so in love. Okay, anyway, there we are. So, that being said, what did I do with the... I'm telling you guys, if I had a brain cell, it might work, but I don't think I have one. Can you hear that noise in the background? There is an airport like 15 minutes away from here. In other words, not far enough. I'm going to flip this over and use this other side. Okay, there are different kinds of liner brushes. One type of liner brush has these dinky little... See how short those are? You don't want that kind. That will not work for what you're going to do. This, I'm going to say, works better. This one works better on acrylics than it does watercolor. However, it does work. Okay, so let me pick up some paint here. I want to get enough water without being too much water. Okay, so then and it didn't run out until it got here. It would be nice if it was dark enough that you could see it. Okay, so ask and it shall be given to you. So there we are. You mention, you can't see it, so we'll do it again. Here. All right, there's that one. And then what I really want you to do is practice being up here. Where it will just flow off the tip of that brush. Laying it down, like here, you get weird places in it. Tip. You know, this could get to be fun. And you're saying, sure, Marilyn. Fun. Yeah, but it is. Stay up on the tip. Stay on the tip. Stay on the tip. Tip, tip, tip. All right. What happens then if you need to make short lines? First of all, you roll the brush as you're bringing it off out of your little puddle of paint over there on the tip. We're going to bring short lines. Can you just see a Santa beard coming into being? Okay, so it wouldn't be green, but still. When you getting ready to do oh dear, did anybody see that? Joy's reporting on Rick. Down the road, we're going to learn how to do fur, and it will be done the same way. Just practice, 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 practice. Even after you practice, then you think you've learned it. Practice some more, because we can all still make mistakes. Yes, 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 you do. And let me tell you, if you're interested in watercolor, I would like to suggest some brushes. When I first started talking to all y'all, that's a legit phrase, okay? When I first started talking about this, I did not know this brand. I met this brand later, but I love it. I love it. They are wonderful. And it just so happens, I don't believe in just so happening, I got some more for Mother's Day. I didn't even have it on my list. My Oklahoma child said, I figured if you didn't have these already, you needed them. And if you did have them, having two would not hurt. They are FUUMUUI. However you say that. Fumui. I don't know. Don't ask me. They would probably laugh at me butchering. I know, it is almost like they know me or something. But these are for watercolors, and they hold water beautifully, and they let the paint come out beautifully. I also got some of these. I believe I got these for Christmas. And Sherry said, seriously, Mom, do those really work? Yes, they do. These are made for like lettering. Okay. They're made for lettering. They're perfect for lettering. They let you do what you need to do. Okay, like this. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And they're a liner brush here with the water carrying capability of a round brush here. It's like the best of all worlds. Oh my goodness. If that's your thing, you need to try it. Katrina, you would love them. I mean, you would love them. Now, these are on Amazon. I don't make $1 off of them, but I'm telling you, I love those brushes. Love, love, love these brushes. Okay, so practice with the liner. We'll do the whatever this thing is called, flower. Sorry, you guys, you can tell I've had it for today. I'm losing my words. The flower we will do next week. This center looks incredibly large, but take a look. It's coming into the season where you're going to be able to get a firsthand look at a zinnia. Take a look at those centers. They are weird looking. At the beginning, they look kind of normal, but then they elongate and they just keep going and going, and more petals just keep coming out. And they're awesome. Now, I said last time, when you're tracing this, and I hope you did it, when you are working with the line drawing, all these little flowers that you see here, these little pistils or stamen or whatever they're called, I don't know, don't ask me which one that is. I don't know. I don't remember. These will be yellow, but I don't want you to be stuck with all these lines. Just put a dot, 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 just like that. Dot, 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 and we will put those in. That's the first thing that goes in on this flower. And then we'll work all these other things, and it appears to be highly textured, even though it is flat as a pancake. Just saying. See there? It appears to be textured, but it is, in fact, not. Okay? So, yes. Yes, that's it. Fuumuui. And they have all kinds of different sets. And some of the sets even have some round brushes. And then they'll give you one of these besides. Just, but you pick the set that's right for you. And, just it'll work. It'll be wonderful. If just for general painting though, seriously, you do need a variety of brushes. At some point, start off with a couple at least. If you're only going to start off with a couple, I would encourage you to get a round, smallish kind of round brush and a bigger round brush. We're not going to do anything in class that is humongous. That's not to say you won't do something on your own that's humongous. You can pick what you want and do what you like. It's your thing, not mine. So you do your art your way. So just let that be known. Okay, and so we'll do that next week, the flower, and then we will put all this black around there. And you guys, seriously, the body of a butterfly is larger than we give it credit for. I mean, I always thought they were little things, like the butterfly were these wings, and then there were this little body here. It's smaller than the wings, obviously, but it's not as little as what we talk about it being or think about it being. Okay, so do we have any questions getting started? I mean, at this point, I need to go. I need a nap. I'm telling you, you don't take naps at this time of night. It'll be a mistake. I know, can't take a nap at 8:30. Just can't. So if anybody has any questions, I did put my information in the drop down description box or whatever you call it down there. Do be sure and subscribe. Please subscribe. And you guys, share this out with all your friends, relatives, people that you know that I don't know, which is about everybody. And tell everybody this is an excellent way to gain some incredible knowledge and get started in something that is incredibly fun without paying the high dollars to do it. We started at the very beginning. So this is I think the 5th video that we've done. I think it is, isn't it? I think so. And let me look and I'll tell you. Yes, this is the 5th video. can you use a watercolor pencil? Yes, you can, but be careful what color you're using. You want a color that you can cover up. Now you might think, well, yellow, you could make yellow go away, right? Usually, but not always. I'm just saying. Pick one that closely matches the colors that you're going to want in your butterfly or your flower to begin with, so that you can incorporate them if you can't cover them up. Okay? You can do that. Otherwise, you put your drawing on with a graphite pencil and then erase almost everything. You want to barely be able to see it. And then when you have to fight the lighting like I have to with this camera setup, then you can't see where in the world you're going. But, I like a challenge, don't you? No, not that kind. So there we are. All right. So next time we will finish this. It won't look like this one, but it won't look like this one either. And it won't look like this one. You guys, I'm telling you, this just thrills me completely. Absolutely, totally thrills my heart. So there you are. All right. And I don't know how much of a delay there is in the conversation on here. I can't tell you, but I know it's significant delay. So I'm sorry about the chat, and I get busy painting and forget that I'm supposed to be watching. So I'm sorry for that too. But you guys, enjoy this. Have a good time, and we will see you next time. Make today a happy day. Only you can. Your choices matter all the time. Love you guys. Bye-bye.